Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com. I'm Julian Coultry, joined by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride Women's Soccer Team, Simon Riddiough. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Julian.
Well, first question for you, before we kind of get in depth on the games that happened this week, let's just get your thoughts on how you guys played.
I thought Friday we came to play. It was a battle, and the kids were prepared physically, emotionally, mentally. And I was really happy with the result. Sunday was the total reverse. We just didn't come to play. College of Charleston did a great job to nullify anything we was trying to do. And I was really disappointed in the performance. So almost black and white from Friday to Sunday, but overall 2 wins, and that's all we're looking for really.
Now, as far as the preparation goes for conference play, you guys played a very tough out-of-conference schedule. Does it change up the way that you kind of scout and kind of go into those games as you start conference play based off how tough your out-of-conference schedule might be?
Yeah, we know we're prepared as a team to compete with anybody at the moment. We do a bit more video analysis where we show the players a little bit more of what's going on. And it's a little bit more intensified overall. We've got 6 games left in conference, and now it's a grind, and it's about winning, getting on to the next one. Whereas before this, it's more about performance and shape, and are we in the right spots, whether we win or lose. Winning's obviously great, but as long as the performance is good. Now we're in the wins category. We have to win, no matter what the performance.
Now, you guys take on in that first game UNCW. That's the team you guys beat to get that CAA championship title last season. So an opportunity to take them on here in CAA play. You guys get the 2-1 victory. How'd you like the way your team played?
We knew it was going to be a battle. Paul kind of gets his teams pumped up. They've probably got a bit of redemption on their mind. We had 800 fans. Friday night lights, our girls were pumped up, their girls were pumped up, and it was a physically bruising match. So for us to get through that with the win was a really testament to the team's strength, because the first half, particularly the first 35 minutes, UNCW were, pounding on the door, and we bent. We didn't break, we bent. Fortunately, got 2 quick counter-attack goals, and just rode out the second half, and by the end we were fairly comfortable with the victory.
Now, there's some big performers in the game. Moyeda, she continues her very impressive campaign this year. What have you seen from her that really has jumped off the page as something she's been doing right?
Well, she's been unfortunate. She's been behind Joe Mulholland, who to me is probably our 2nd or 3rd best player in our team. Probably the most effective player in our team. Once she got injured, it allowed Jeanine more playing time to show us what she can do. And she's a tremendously creative player. She's got lovely vision, lovely touch, passing range. And the surprising thing with her is she's finding herself in positions to pick up the second ball and score. And we need goals from that position. If you don't get goals from your attacking midfield, you can't rely on your forwards all day long, and she's providing that offensive punch, and she's been a tremendous effective player for us the last couple of weeks.
Now you look at that stout defensive backline that you guys have. Of course, it's anchored by Ruby Staplers, Britt Ferriel, but Mallory Ulrich has done a very nice job. She played 90 minutes in that game against UNCW. How has she kind of slotted herself in after that injury to Ingrid Moyer?
She's an intelligent kid, a really intelligent person, and she's played that before. Again, sometimes from a dark cloud there's a silver lining, and Mallory stepped in there. She was fortunate that Ingrid got injured, and she stepped into that position. She's learned from watching, and it's been an easy switch, and she's been fantastic. Friday night she was one of our best players, and although Bifar and Ruby are our leaders on that back line, she probably was the one who stood out more than anybody. So it's good to see. It's good to see that other people are stepping up. It's good to see that we're not only a 1- or 2-man team, that people are willing to roll the sleeves up and make things happen for the team. And that's what Mallory did Friday.
Now, for your goalkeeper standards, Emily Morfidas, she made her season high in saves against UNCW. She had 5. How important is it for those goalkeepers to kind of get into the groove now in the home stretch?
Yeah, it's always important. As we saw last year, by the playoffs, Emily was fit and flying and making saves, making PK saves, and she probably won us the championship on her own ability. So we're lucky that she's ahead of the curve this year. She's fitter and sharper than she has been. And we're fortunate we've got Freddie in the background who's pushing as well, and she's making Emily better. And one slip up by Emily and Freddie's going to be in there, and we ultimately comfortable with that as well, because Freddie being fantastic in the last couple of games.
Now let's move to College of Charleston. You started off by telling me that you weren't really happy with the way that you guys played. Do you think that kind of had to do with the fact that maybe the team just came out a little bit lackluster, or was it due to the fact that you guys have never met them before because they are a newcomer to the conference?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of dynamics involved. I think Friday, particularly for Wilmington as well as us, took a lot out of us. Physically, we were just exhausted. Emotionally, you're waiting all day for that Friday game. It's a big game. Everybody's pumped up. It was an exhaustive win, and I think Wilmington suffered the setback for that for their Sunday game. So we go into Sunday and we just physically beat up. It's a hot day, middle of the afternoon. It's not easy to motivate yourselves. College of Charleston we don't know anything about. We just see the record. It's not a great record. And the girls probably think they can cruise through this game and get through it. And as I mentioned to the team always, we are not good enough to cruise through anybody. We're just not. We have to work and grind. And when we do work and grind, we're very good. But when we don't, we get to see the repercussions of it on Sunday.
Now, it seems as though it wouldn't be a WB Mason Coaches Report if we didn't bring up Sam Scolarici, and she had another fantastic 2 games this past week, named CAA Player of the Week, and she's leading the nation, at least tied for the lead in goals right now in the NCAA. So is there any chance of her slowing down, and what have you loved from her in terms of her offensive production?
I really hope there's no idea of her slowing down. To be fair to Sam, she had a pulled hamstring last weekend, and we've had to nurse it all week, and she hasn't really practiced. And you saw that she's bandaged up, and that's the one thing I love about Sam Scolarici. She might not be the most talented overall, but she's got the desire, she's got the heart. And Friday, she scored a big goal, the insurance goal against Wilmington, which kind of put the knife in their heart. And then Sunday, when we were, to be fair, I was out on the draft, but we'd lost. And she found a way to get in behind, she found a way to put the ball in the net to get us the tie. And in overtime, she stepped up big time. And that's the type of kid she is. She loves the limelight. She loves being the focal of attack. And she's a dream to have on the team. And what more can I say? She's leading the nation. And they're being all good goals. She's had to work for them and not being easy goals. And I think her being so effective helps our other forwards as well now. I'm hoping that'll give a bit more breathing space for Galton and Lulu, and Amber Stubbs will be coming back hopefully soon. And once we're back on full cylinders, I think we're very difficult to stop.
Well, she's certainly playing like a player of the year for the CAA right now, candidate-wise, but I'm glad you bring up some of the other forwards. Leah Galton, she was the preseason player of the year this year, and maybe she hasn't had the glamorous goal-scoring numbers like Scolarici has, but she has become an excellent passer and has done a great job kind of distributing the ball. How does she kind of fit into that second role behind Sam Scolarici while still being probably the most complete player on your squad?
Yeah, I think she's the most complete player in the conference and play the region. Anybody who watches us play, the first person to pick out is Leah Galton. She's powerful, fast, she's balanced, she's two-footed, she's got everything. And unfortunately for Leah, teams recognise that and they're doubling down on her and they're beating her up. And you saw on Friday the amount of physical abuse she received on Friday was criminal to some extent. But she gets through it. And she's got to find another gear or another way to avoid that. And hopefully with Sam scoring so many goals, it will relieve a little bit of pressure on her. She's an awesome player. And as I've always said all this year, our front forwards are particularly talented, and I'll take them to battle against anybody in the nation.
There's no doubt that you guys have an incredible talent of top forwards here in the CAA. But now we move on to your next conference game. Easy workload this week, only one contest against Northeastern University, and that's up in Boston. So what's a scouting report you can give us on the Huskies?
Yeah, it's a tough one. They won their first 2 conference games. They beat College of Charleston 3-0, and they beat Wilmington 2-1. We've got the downloaded video, so we'll be watching that today. Tracy, their coach, is a tremendous player, tremendous person. She US national team, U23 coach, Arizona State, Clemson, Harvard assistant. She's been everywhere. So she's got a lot of experience, and she's a really tremendous person. We love her at Hofstra. But we're gonna expect a battle. They started slow last year and then managed to beat us to gain a higher seed. And we know up in Boston it's always going to be a physical battle with two good teams trying to play and trying to win. And I won't expect anything different this week. You know, we're both 2-0. Probably whoever wins this will gain that top seed, or at least the top position for this week, because everybody else will be playing 1 or 2 games. And it bodes well for the future, whoever wins this game. And I'm sure that's what they'll be telling their team, and it'll be a good competition.
Finally, Coach, what do you have to do? What's your key to getting that victory up in Boston?
It's the key to everything. We have to work hard. We're not that kind of team who can get away with not working hard. We buckle down, we're committed to the cause. If everybody's on the same page, working hard for each other, I think we can beat a lot of teams. If we're not, as you saw on Sunday, and credit to College of Charleston, that if you're not on 4 cylinders, it's a grind. And we got lucky, and hopefully it's a good point for us moving forward. You know, maybe this is the lesson we've learned without having to stomach the bad medicine. You know, we played poorly and still won, so hopefully that's good for us moving forward, and hopefully we won't make that mistake again.
Coach Riddiough, thanks for joining us. And remember, Hofstra fans, you can tune in to the WB Mason Coaches Report each and every week right here on GoHofstra.com.